bayonet over half her height strapped to her back. In her hands was an abanico, the fan carefully folded between her fingers, held like a throwing knife. With her were others, with her dark skin and black hair, all similarly armed. They scowled at their opponents. The first, a young woman with a short bob, wielding a large banana leaf with a sureness that was at odds with the uncertainty on her face. The second, by all appearances, an ice sculpture with a human shape, one that moved with a woman's grace but spoke in a chillingly inhuman voice. An ice maiden, the old woman called Corazon Makiling stated grimly. And you? I've seen you before, Iha. You are the one they call Abigail Fey. You are one of the Makilings, the young woman replied, eyes narrowing. Now that we have been properly introduced, let us make this quick. You are both under arrest for attempted theft, trespassing, attempted murder, and conspiring with known terrorists. The Ice Maiden laughed, and the air turned colder from the sound alone. You know as well as I that this is no theft. The Adarna has always been Buyana property. We have simply come to reclaim what you have stolen from us all these centuries ago. You cannot win. Her Majesty shall rule these lands. You will not take the Adarna. Then try and stop us. The Adarna ducked out of view again when more ice shards filled the air, aimed at Corazon and her soldiers. With a deft flick of the old woman's wrists, the cold arrow melted mid-flight before it could reach them. Another flick, and the fan she was holding snapped to its full width. A further twist of her arm sent a fresh gale of wind rushing toward the Ice Maiden and her companion, the former disappearing and reappearing some meters back, the latter dodging behind a tree to avoid the blow. The Filipinos strode forward, their bayonets out. The Ice Maiden growled and struck at the ground this time, turning it into ice in an instant. There were startled cries as the group fought for balance, but the old woman remained unperturbed. The cold around her feet simply thawed away, leaving a path for her to move through, bearing down on the two interlopers. You have a chance to renounce all this, Abigail Fey, Corazon Makiling said. It has only been 3 months since you left with the accursed Snow Queen. You have not yet given up your soul, and that is good. But the longer you remain in her control, the more likely you are to end up like her. She swept her fan toward the Ice Maiden, clear contempt on her face. Is that what you want? Is that what your sister would have wanted for you? For a moment, Abigail Fey wavered, a look of anguish on her face, but her expression hardened quickly enough. You are one of the reasons why my sister is no longer here, she said, and raised the banana leaf. The resulting wind was at least 10 times stronger than what the old woman had been able to produce with her abanico fan. The Adarna ducked for cover as powerful hurricanes screamed through the trees, the world wobbling sideways, and then it continued to cartwheel over until it was tumbling toward the ground, head over tail. The tree it had tried to conceal itself in could not withstand the force of the attack and had toppled over with a resounding crash, sending the Adarna down along with it. Discombobulated, it lay splayed out on the ground, surrounded by dead leaves, but not for long. Someone grabbed it by the scruff of its neck, yanked it up. I got it! Came Abigail Fey's triumphant cry. Let's go! A portal shimmered into life behind them, and the sight was enough for the Adarna to begin struggling again, trying its best to squirm out of the woman's grasp. It did not want to leave the woods it had lived in for most of its life, and it knew instinctively that if it was made to go into the portal, it would not be alive for very long. Stop them! Another voice shouted, and something invisible in the air shifted, barreled past the Adarna and its would-be kidnapper, straight into the glowing portal.